but I don't want to go. My land, my rules, partner. I've let you ask your questions. Now move on. I've got things to do. Well, what will I do? You're a free American, so that's your own business, not mine. As far as I'm concerned, being cast out of that big town was a blessing in disguise for the both of us. I don't want to be all alone. And I don't want company, so I suppose we're at an impasse. Oh, wait, except we ain't, because I've got a gun! So, get out! Move on, find a better access pit to squat in. And get yourself the hell out of mine. I don't know where to go. Follow the perimeter of the town until you find the freeway, and hitchhike in literally any direction. The further you get away from downtown, the better. Don't make the mistake of settling too close to town like I did, or you have to put up with visitors like you showing up every now and again. Wait, have others come by here? No one nearly as annoying and persistently as you. There's a shepherd who lives 8 or so miles down the road, but he knows to keep his distance on account of the signs. Sure didn't stop you though. Right, I can't stop because I can't read. Knew I should have gone all out on stuck ahead, spike out front. Alright, I'll cut you a deal, partner. I'm willing to let you stay on my land if you want. But only from the chin up and at the end of the wooden stick. I'll pass you my neck. Would I be alright? You'd be dead. Yeah, but would I be okay? You'd be. Please be patient with me. God isn't finished with me yet. That's the first thing you've said so far that I happen to agree with, you know. Actually, you know, now that I think of it, I've seen a woman shulking around these parts for the last week or so through my binoculars. Of course, she never got close to the shack. Seems she's the artisty type on account her usually having an easel under her arm. Those between 4'10" and 5'4", I'd say, unarmed, of course. Had some kind of printer brown with a small white decal that wasn't able to make up for the distance. Wait. Karen, you found Karen. You know this woman? Yeah, we. That's a truly revolting number of ellipses. That's just fantastic news. She's smart. She'll figure out the way to smoke and be back at the downtown for sure. Goody for you. Now, get out! You want to go back to the cesspit so bad? Then go. Get. Bet you she's over by the lake. That's where I'd go if I wanted to paint something from around these parts that wasn't trees, dirt, or sheep. Alright, I guess I'll go back for her then. Yep. So I'll just skedaddle now. You've already said that. I feel weird just leaving you here. Don't. I want you to. But I feel like we've really hit it off. We haven't, and it took an enormous amount of restraint not to shoot you at least 18 times in the last 3 minutes. But you didn't. You held back. Maybe you really. Nope. Get out. Why don't you want to come with me? Because why in tarnation would I want to go back to Dialtown? I told you that town's chock full of low-down snakes. Worst of all, that mayor. Oh, well, I know. Wouldn't it be really funny to see the mayor's face when I return? She's gonna be so pissed when she finds that I'm back. Might get mauled by police dogs again, we'll just have to see. My god, that's the stupidest! Wait. Huh. You really think that if you found your way back in Delta that you'd be able to get to the mayor herself? You better reach her once, I'm sure I can do it again. No kidding? Alright, partner. I suppose you've convinced me. It's a deal then. Epic wowzers are a swag. You know, the deal is that I'm willing to accompany you back to downtown, not listen to your insane items. I'll travel with you back to downtown just to get to the mayor and see her get her desserts. Please bring the good, you know, in case we can't have a pack of Roman feral hogs. Like hell, I'm leaving my single action behind. If we're doing this, we're going all out. Let's head out. I want to get to the lakes before we hit the long hog hour. Hey, this is awesome. I'm gonna keep this rolling until the end. 10 minutes of the worst chit chat imaginable later. This guy is cool. I like him. He's awesome. So, our turns like food or what? For the last time, partner. I told you I'm willing to accompany you, but needless chit chat does not come under the terms of our agreement. I'll walk with you, show you anything that tries to shoot us first, but I ain't up for the banter of any kind. This will be the last turn of related question, I promise. You said that 3 times already, partner! I love his changing expression with that. That's amazing. No, more. If you just answer the question quickly, then I'll be satisfied. It's a vegetable. Turnips are vegetables. You satisfied now? No, I need more turnip lore. I fucking knew it. Just, please, be quiet. I could always just yodel the rest of the time. Partner, as my mama used to say, it ain't wise to yell at a man who's holding a loaded firearm. Did she use to say it often? Once. Only needed to say it once for it to sink in. Alright then. Hey, no more boneless. If you ask me about another question about turnips or radishes, I swear you're gonna taste the lead for the rest of your short life. No, I want to ask this Mingus right about Dialtown. What are you talking about now? Are you starting to piece together why they might have waited to get rid of it? No, not the exiling part. Or wanted to make Dialtown just like it was when Callum was in charge. I guess what I mean is, do you think Dialtown was better off before Callum died? Before he what now? You think he's... You know how a damn thing about when President Callum achieved, do you? I know he had a funny head more of flag time, he lots of telephones. That's the gist of him, right? The gist of... He was the greatest leader this country's ever had. A visionary. And a tragic waste of potential in the end. I found out what happened to him after I jumped forward in time, of course. So he's not dead, but is gone? That's the long and short of it, yeah. To my knowledge, he's alive and kicking, but still completely gone. I'm even more confused now. You make brain hurt, Magic Hat Man. Alright. Maybe you'll understand if I start at the very beginning. Context and all.
Callum Crown was born here in Dialtown in 1923. Growing up in the 30s, in an era of depression and change, Callum found himself transfixed with the technology that was becoming slowly commonplace at the time, namely the telephone. Callum was born with a severe deformity, having only one complete limb, his left arm. While extraordinarily bright, he lived a solitary life, watching other kids outside perform feats he could only dream of. When the early 40s rolled around, Callum signed up to fight in World War II, but wasn't accepted on account of his disability. He had to stay home and bitterly follow the war alongside the rest of those unfit to fight via hazy radio transmissions. If only I could walk, Callum thought to himself. If I could walk, I could serve. It was at that time that Callum put his garage workshop to good use. Made use of scraps of just about any metal he could get his hands on, forged himself a pair of prosthetic legs, which, while crudely assembled, were virtually unheard of at the time. He sent the Army Registration Office a note, vouching for his new metallic appendages, vowing to join their cause, whatever the cost. He never got a reply. So he simply sent another letter, then another, and another. What started as one letter quickly became dozens. Always a motivated guy, Callum decided to use his head, try something new. Callum bought his first telephone. After getting through to Dialtown's head enlister, Callum found out that to his shock, every single one of his letters had hit their mark, but was simply thrown out en masse. I'm here to recruit the best of the best this country has to offer, the recruiter stated over the phone. Not some freak with metallic legs who'd slow the rest of my boys down. With a single disconnected click, Callum's dreams were obliterated yet again. Callum, now full of spite and determination, decided to better himself further. He built himself a right hand, out of just about any metal he could find left over from the construction of his legs, connected the copper wires to his own nerves, and forged the very first fully working prosthetic hand. With the war winding down, Callum decided to go out to patent his designs. People at the patent office looked at him as though he were a freak, with his rusted iron clanking hand and his bulky metallic legs. Callum bitterly listened to the end of the war, now disillusioned, via hazy radio transmission whilst tweaking his mechanical limbs to be more functional. Come 1948, Callum decided to try his hand at selling his mechanical limbs to war veterans, many of which had returned in the coming months after the war. Initially, they sold like hotcakes, allowing Crown to move from his garage to a small manufacturing plant. Sadly, this did not turn out to be a sustainable business model, as once each soldier bought a prosthetic leg or two, they didn't need to buy another. Come 1950, Callum struggled to move even one limb. This led him back to the drawing board. His inventions had dramatically improved his own quality of life. He wondered if he could offer his fellow man an upgrade. Advanced metallic limbs that had tools built in, had increased strength or flexibility. Limbs that could even change humanity, even the world as he knew it, just that he changed his own life. Callum took him to the public, parading his new and improved models around in the street shows, using himself as a test subject. Was laughed off as a monster with metallic limbs, trying to sell his own misery to others. Callum was looked on as a self-mutilated idiot, someone who made himself a freak for show, and not as a talented and determined visionary who paved the path that he needed underneath him to walk.
I'll prove them wrong. I'll prove the whole world wrong if I must.
Callum gradually became more cynical. He began reading more into the market with the vain hopes of copying success, and sure enough, he figured it out. Sadly, America turned into a luxury market. Washing machines, televisions, refrigerators, always selling faster than the nearby factories could churn them out. Callum's idea to integrate organics and inorganics wasn't taken to right away. With a lack of sales revenue, Callum had to all but shut down Crowd Mechanics Incorporated and let each and every one of his workers go. Callum soon became something of a town oddity, not unlike myself. A door-to-door salesman made of clunking rusted metal, a vendor of that which was unwanted. Callum somehow felt lonelier than ever before, even more so than when he was back in his garage, watching the rest of the world move outside his window. He reflected on his loneliness, once again being bound to his workshop next to his phone, desperate not to miss a single opportunity for his dream to take off. His phone, it connected him to the world outside of the workshop, to the rest of Dialtown. Perhaps it could again. That's when he realized.
I've got it now.
Callum spent a full year working on his new design. A telephone that's built into your head, could be swapped and traded for other such devices, and has a 5-year warranty. No repurchases required. Surprisingly, despite their clunkiness and novelty, the practicality of having complete and portable phone access anywhere in the world through airwave frequencies wasn't lost on people, and interestingly, the phones caught on quickly. A typewriter alternative even became common, allowing text to be printed from one's own head, as if the user was having a conversation with the very paper itself. Unpredictably, these phone heads caused a massive boom to employment, with young men and women getting hired left, right, and center as both manufacturers, but also operators in switchboard exchanges. This economic boom made Callum extraordinarily popular, which he used to run for mayor, the Senate, and finally the presidency, all 3 roles he walked into, seen as a visionary, a man who could change the face of America for the second time. Becoming leader of the United Nations, Callum proposed to the world his vision for the future. His idea of a functional, inclusive, and wondrous mechanical world where all problems from famine to animal extinction, societal conflict to resource shortages, all could be solved, preventing future wars and creating worldwide harmony. However, due to paranoia, he refused to write the plan down in its entirety or tell anyone what it is prior to the proposal's agreement. Needless to say, the vote in favor for the plan won by a landslide. In the coming years, the whole world was converted to have inorganic heads. Women, children, animals too. Callum stood on the tallest podium given to a human being today, and felt the hardest for it. He began to give his ultimate speech, his oratory opus.
My fellow humans, now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Without further ado, the full details of my plan to substantially improve the whole world.
Calum had accidentally wiped his own answering box, which for his model telephone was being used to store his memories. All of them. With Calum having given himself total amnesia in an instant, the whole world was stunned. Life was made fundamentally different for everyone. All for a promise never kept. The changes, the thought process behind these sweeping modifications, now a mystery. So, the world just picked up the pieces, without Calum, of course. Nowadays, Calum sits in an old nursing home, alone, tuning a busted radio, asking anyone who comes near him.
Is the war over yet? I can't get a signal.
That's really sad. He deserved better for his service, poor guy. Maybe he did, but that's just the way the world works, you know? No system values its pawns. Life ain't about what you deserve, it's about what you get. Well, that's eerie, my friend. Karen said that to me once. You know the woman you're about to meet? Meet? You make your arrangements with her and I'll just keep my distance, thank you very much. Nonsense, you've gotta meet her. I don't mess with other people, you know that. Simply don't want anything to do with them. I swore that I'd accompany you until we reached the mayor, but I said nothing about chatting to your strange friends. She is lovely though, you don't know. Where's this coming from? Why all the bitterness? You don't even know her. If she's from downtown, then I don't want to know her. Town of hypocrites, as I've already told you enough times now. You really hate other people, huh? You know what? I think I'm gonna try to change your mind about that. Not that everyone's bad, you know. There's also some good in the world. Sometimes people toss me meat. I hope you'll get to see that. For the record, accompanying does not include learning of life lessons. If I want to learn a crushing life lesson, I get married again, or rub a kitty's exposed fluffy belly. Nah, partner. I'm just dandy as I am, thank you very much. Now then, let's keep moving. Sun setting, and believe it or not, I don't want to see you break your ankle stepping on a gopher hole and for me to have to put you out of your misery like a broken horse. I wouldn't take that personally if you had to. This is really deep, I'm surprised. I'm just gonna keep rolling. Do we make it back to the... I appreciate you all for meeting here with me again. And I'm sure you all know approximately 1 year has passed since Jackson's exile. Which is coincidentally the first time we've all been able to meet now that Billy is out of Juville on probation. Hey, don't slap the blame onto me, Mingles. You could have overturned my conviction and got me out instantly. Call him out on his bullshit. First of all, call me Mingles again, and it's the death penalty for you, bucko. Secondly, you get 1 free pardon per year, and this was your 17th. 70 convictions in 1 year is way lower than my annual average, to be fair. It's only mid-February. Look, my point still stands. The initiation of Phase 2 of Mirror Mega's Perfect Societal Reforms is vastly overdue. Abel, drop by the front fair and retrieve the green one's shelled spawn for Theowar. Are you kidding me? Why do I have to collect the eggs? They'll probably be moist. Very possibly, but alas, every other member is already preoccupied with a mission of their own. What about the mustache dude? He hasn't done much yet. Theowar is coordinating with the triangulation retrieval and containment of Bigfoot as per our mutually beneficial agreement. And I couldn't be more thrilled. Why, with competent and well-trained officers, this should be a cinch. Well, alas, Theowar, those 2 idiots are all they've got to work with, so plan accordingly. You mean us, ma'am? Are there any other 2-for-1 imbeciles in this room right now? You don't have to be so mean to us, ma'am. You're completely right, I don't. Also, take a pair of binoculars with you. They should help you locate the feral ape man without getting close enough to startle him. Theowar, take a tranquilizer gun, snack him from afar. Look for him in Uptown first. I'm certain I heard on the grapevine that the bank has a vault chock full of bananas just for him. I'm sure he lingers around their premises constantly. Miss Crown, couldn't we maybe have 2 pairs of binoculars? Just say no and move on. No. Billy, go get some fresh batteries from your megaphone from upstairs. So you're saying, yes, you can have the megaphone back on the condition that you don't use it in here again. If you need to release that zenful energy of yours during one of our meetings, then just stream into a pillow or something. Can it be one of the novelty throw pillows you have in your lounge that just looks like your face? Why would you want to? Fine. It's a compromise, I guess. Sure. Wait, why can't he retrieve the eggs instead? It'll only take him a little minute to find the batteries. Are you seriously asking me I'm not entrusting Billy to retrieve a set of items that are specifically renowned for being incredibly fragile? And item that is also consistently used for obnoxious pranks by youthful delinquents such as himself? I guarantee you, if you let him lay a finger on a single one of those eggs, we'll have to scrub the front of town hall for a solid week to spell the smell of rotten egg yolk. Yeah, it's true. I would totally betray you guys to vandalize your clubhouse to the literal moments I felt like it. Well, what about the hobo? He's not doing anything. He's warming Bunny's seat. Very important. Oh, come on! Seriously? He's only what I'm paying him for, which is more than I can save for you, Abel. Yeah, can I have some more dog food, please? You get half at the beginning, half at the end, as agreed. Yes, ma'am. Also, Abel, you're the only one of us here with keys to the fun fair. You'd have to pay your ticket with him and let him know someone else was going on your behalf if we sent anyone else. Catch his of that working. The guy's a moron. He'd somehow screw up opening the gate for us if we trusted him with the responsibility. Probably set the whole booth on fire or something. Whatever I'm paying him, it's far too much. Hang on, are you even paying him minimum wage? I stand by my statement. Look, how about this? If you go now, I promise you won't have to go back out again for the rest of the night. Which suits me since you have no useful attributes aside from owning numerous roller coasters, so it's not like you're good for anything else. Alright. You didn't have to be so scathing about it. Next time, do as you're told the first time I ask, and I'll give you a wrapped peppermint instead of a harsh reality check. Now, get going. I believe we're all ready to initiate stage 2. Wait, hold on, I have a question. Hear him out. Alright, how about it then? If we're all preoccupied with warming seats, tranquilizing Bigfoot, screaming into pillows and whatnot, then what's stopping Jax from just walking right back into town? Jax may be annoyingly persistent, yes, but he's also easily deterred by even the most trivial obstacles. The classic battle of the foam brick versus the undrivable car. Hush, you. Anyway, even if Jax were to somehow make it back into town, well, whoever finds him would no doubt see the note stapled to his spine and swiftly report the encounter to us. Although, something tells me that Greenfriend won't be sighted again. What, your brain? Yes, but also no. You see, I placed something quite interesting along the outskirts of town. Something akin to, say, a scarecrow. Should the stitch one wander back into the perimeter of Dialtown after a year of begging for scraps elsewhere, it'll stumble across to my surprise and likely won't stop running until it reaches the next county. Or more likely collapses face down with a waterlogged ditch and gets mistaken for green roadkill the next morning. Oh come on, it couldn't be that repugnant. That fucker eats gravel from the sides of the train tracks. You're underestimating his depravity. Oh, you don't understand, my minute spite child. I had this thing engineered from pieces of the tree, most unnerving objects I could gather. All three entities shared a dark, potent energy, and as one being, we possess a truly wretched force to be reckoned with. Granted, it's quite unlikely that he'll actually find it after not being seen for a whole year. Oh my god! It's, That's the thing from the art place or whatever. Oh god, what is that? What on God's green earth have we just encountered? Hi, from Big Bertha. Knick-knack, some meta mediocre. Entire essence of Greg. Big, no! Saying this is the worst thing that happened to anyone in history. Fuck, You missed? I don't miss. You were saying? No. How? When you live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, there's really only 3 things that you have to accompany yourself with. Shooting tin cans, hunting for your supper, and swan flies, all 3 of which would majorly help you hone your aim. Especially that 3rd one. Good lord, the amount of critters that you get wandering and flying in your house. The largest bitch was me! Animals are annoyingly persistent. At least flies move away from you for a moment when you swat at them. I'm a lovable creature. And you slaughtered Big Raymond, saving my life? Well, not quite, since you weren't in any actual danger, partner. You essentially just shot yourself over a weird-looking scarecrow. But had you not shot at Phone Lord, I ran to the next county. Or, collapsed in a ditch 2 miles out the road. Cared enough to shoot him for my sake. You do have a kind heart, Norm. I shot it because you were screaming right in my ear! I do have an ear on each side of my head, Oh well, at least Big Gregman is fucking dead forever! Should I ask how in Tarnation you knew what this opponent of Abomination's name was? Oh, I admitted 3 constituent parts as distinct entities in 3 of the other 4 routes. What? Never mind. Trying to break the 4th wall. Anyways, I'm 80% sure the mayor slipped it together with the shit she found around town. Of course, only a creature as violent and depraved as Mayor Mingus could conceive of an entity this obscene. Yeah, I think Mayor Mingus might be a kitty Satan. Oh, it'll be as sweet as molasses. I'll just see that cat get what she deserves. Yeah, I can't wait to see the look in her face when I return to town, ending your bullet. Yeah, sure. Come on, we're spinning distance from the lake. With any luck, that perimeter pal of yours will be loitering around. Well, it's Karen. Karen, it's me, Jax. Jax, you're back. It's been so long. What are you doing out here? Did your cat-homing instincts follow me out here? Did you pick up my scent? If you did, then that's extraordinarily impressive, given that I haven't seen you in at least a year. I ain't surprised in the slightest to learn he's got the nose of a bloodhound. Actually, no, you see, all the covenant I drink has really dulled my palate. I didn't quite have the nose of a bloodhound, more of an elderly pig, perhaps. Say, Karen, what are you doing out here anyway? It's like dusk and junk. You ever try to paint the moon during the day? I'm sure I could if I... Norm, have you been to the moon? I've passed it, but I've never set foot on it. Don't want to have the brawl with the feral folk still up here. Huh, neat. So, Jax, are you gonna just me to the eccentric dude to my left who visually clashes with himself, or... Hey, now, don't you dare cast your narrow minded judgment about how I look. Well, I'm an artist, Norm, so I know visual consistency when I see it, or in your case, lack thereof. I don't do it subtly, but even for me, you've got a lot going on. Alright, you two seem to be coexisting. You're gonna meet Norman. This here is to Karen. Howdy, ma'am. He's essentially a cranky space cowboy. Yeah, I figured that much out on my own. Is there much else to him? Nah, not really. Being a comic yellow. Being a cosmic yeehaw grumpos right to the whole gist of him. Hey, just because I was an actor and I'm from the West does not make me a... You're wearing an American flag cowboy hat and a NASA suit, and you haven't smiled once since we met, to my knowledge. Huh. So this is sort of rotten to an existential crisis feels like. Alright, now that the dress is out of the way. Why exactly are you capitalizing around the woods with a sardonic space cowboy jokes? Oh, so funny story about that. It all started when I pissed off the wrong cat. Oh, for crying out loud. I'll just fill her in. It'll be much quicker and much less confusing for everyone involved. Of actually coherent explanation later. So that's the gist of it, I suppose. Yeah, get all that. Yeah, I believe so. But how did they manage to cram out to a regular sized cat carrier? With great difficulty, I'd imagine. Alright, thanks for clarifying. That was the only question I had. No, wait, actually, I have one other. Did you have a typewriter head when I saw you last, Jax? Yes? No? Maybe? Cool. Haha, breaking the fourth wall again. So, why aren't you looking for me? Taxi fare and alibi? Well, a way to get smuggled back into Dialtown just be dandy, ma'am. If you weren't such a way, that is. There may be some security wandering around the perimeter of town watching for my inevitable return. So you will need to be smuggled into town inside of something conspicuous. I could take it back in a handbag. Granted, I don't normally carry one of those around me, so it might look a tad suspicious. Also, the handbag have to be large enough to fit both of you inside, which almost certainly looks suspicious. Oh lord. Just get the two of us into a pair of a big old suitcase and call it a day. You seriously think I'm going to wheel you both all the way into town? Ask me to look just one of you back to town would be a ridiculous request, let alone the both of you. Come on, Caramel! Referring to me as Caramel while simultaneously trying to gain a favor from me is quite a foolish strategy, you know. Also, what if those hypothetical guards were to stop me? What would I even say is contained within my two massive pulsating grunting suitcases of question? Just say they have the miscellaneous cargo in them, works every time. Your ideas stink for the record. Don't be rude to Jax. Oh, come on, you're hardly a walking beam of sunshine yourself. Next thing I go way back, I'm not the one giving a total stranger a rude introduction. Fairness, you were vocally repulsed by me when we met. I feel that one was earned though. Alright then, genius. Think of another plan. We could dig a tunnel underground right into Dialtown. Fantastic plan! You definitely wouldn't just die on the ground after a cave-in. Sarcasm. I agree to disagree, Norm. Well, Jax can almost really navigate underground at a speed comparable to your average mole. Unlike the mole, Jax would almost definitely swallow all of the soil he cleans. He would definitely die underground, groaning and clutching his soil-filled belly. Yikes. No, Kieran, he wasn't speaking genuinely, Norm was being sarcastic. She hates sarcasm. Norm, I have to say, I find it to be an incredibly unlikable individual. Oh, what? So my company's undesirable, but you find hanging around this green vermin to be just peachy? That's what's the first person to ever make me see my own value. I'll have you know. Oh, like this moron right here, you know? This moron convinced me to spread my wings and show my art to the world. Jax told me that ultimately, you have to take responsibility for your own happiness, because nobody else will. Huh. That's obvious though. Well, do you? To me, you're just a cantankerous old coot happy to stew in your old bitterness. Hey, for your information, I'm not that old. Aren't you like legally like a 100-year-old dinosaur? I'm just gonna go through the whole lot of this. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this in one go. No, I'm sure I'm legally dead by now. That ain't the same as being 100, you know. Well, most people born 100 years ago are legally dead now, statistically, so the two aren't mutually exclusive. Here's a point, Norm. I hate three-way conversations. Wait. I know it is smuggling into Dialtown. You do? Do you remember Oliver Swift by any chance? Worked at the old cinema, co-runs a horror attraction now, you starred in a movie he directed. He says stuff like gnarly and groovy like, the name rings a bell, I guess. He wears a fez. Oliver the Oliphant, yes! There's been a lot of back and forth about me doing some commission work for him, you know, for his attraction. He wants something surreal and haunting, and he thinks I have the chops for what he has in mind. He receives crates full of prompts on a weekly basis, so it wouldn't garner any suspicion if he were to receive another tonight. With you both inside. If we were to send you both to his attraction and pay for a courier to pick the crate up, you two reach Uptown Dialtown in just under 2 hours. Karen, you genius! I can't thank you enough. It was anything I could do to return the favor. I liked it when you called me genius, you're a genius. Thank you. Alrighty then, it appears we've got a game plan. Actually, for your fare, Norm, I'll need something from you first. Oh, so you're the stringy type, huh? Alright, my mom didn't raise me expecting something for nothing, so how much do you want? Oh no, I was referring to financial compensation. Apologize to Jax. No apology, no trip. Apologize? For what? You called him a moron. Only I and certain Supreme Court justices have the authority to do that. Hey, I agreed to accompany him as his armed backup, but I said nothing about providing pleasant conversation. Jax, do you really want someone like this to accompany you on your journey? He's a ground sure, but he's across with a gun. The cowboy stays. And you want that? What if he shoots somebody? What if someone shoots at me, Karen? You don't think they'd... No. I'm sure they just squeeze into another cat carrier. Yeah, as if. Do you know what the definition of insanity is, Missy? Yeah, it's called me missing and expecting to wake up uncastrated. Is it spending hours cramming into a cat carrier? Both of these definitions work, sure. Now, you. Apologize. No. Say you're sorry. Yeah, you really think that's wise? Trying to teach your commands to an armed man? I could destroy you, you know it. Jax, I'm sorry. Karen feels I've hurt your feelings. You. Alright. I'm sorry that I called you a moron. Jax, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Just in my head. Thank you. And yes, that is the standard procedure for dealing with Jax's tomfoolery. I'm a lovable scamp. I've got a spare crate to shove you both into. Just gotta call Oliver so he knows to expect you both. But wait. I'm unable to perform basic tasks. You have the printer head, Norm has a flesh head. That leaves us with nobody in our post with a working phone head. I took over to work off the hack into Dialtown's phone lines and... I mean, I could just call him on my cell phone. You can do that. You know every single person in civil society has one of these, right? Well, I don't. I know you live in a shack and eat possum meat. I don't eat! Fuck. In fairness, possum is succulent and gammy. Truly a working man's delicacy. I see you eat possums with tire marks on the Jax. See. Alright, let's just get you to load the crate before I change my mind. You're my ink churning maiden, how can I ever make it up to you? Never get referred to me as an ink churning maiden would be a wondrous start. Alright, let's get back and wreak havoc. Okay, hold up. Okay, you seen this, bro? Yeah, bro. Imagine wearing both a cowboy hat and a NASA suit at once. Talk about a wardrobe malfunction, am I right? Yeah, and he's with Jax. Oh, yeah, that too. We should probably let the mayor know about this. Do we have to? What if she yells at us? If those two builders find a way back into town, she'll do more than just yell at us, bro. Besides, if we manage to capture him, she might reward us handsomely. Handsome reward from my handsome bro. Bro. Do you think she lets pick Les Chase classic outfit for the Yeehaw space student if we manage to capture him? Aw, hell yeah, bro. Let's ask. And if she says yes, we'll actually try this time. They're what? What happened to Big Grandma? How on earth do they make it past my stationary and inanimate obstacle? Well, from what we can deduce, the Yeehaw movement filled it with bullet holes and then it kind of exploded. Yeah, that'll happen, alright? You know, it's a seat warmer, you don't have to speak. Cool. I won't speak unless I have something funny or epic to say then. Okay, allow me to be more specific. As a seat warmer, you mustn't speak. Alright, now, who could be smoking a green from back into town after a year of not being sighted? I know they couldn't have any had contact with our residents, with all phones in the city being bugged and all phone lines being tapped. Who in town owes Jack some kind of favor? Well, the numbskull I hired to operate my ticket booth for a start. Oh, please. Randy? He's no threat to us at all. Randy quite literally peaked at birth. Anyone else? Bigfoot might owe Jack's money. Right, the very same Bigfoot who's presently confined to the inside of a cage while is being examined by Theorward. Oh, they got him. What about God? I've seen those two chatting before. Well, God's here, warming up a seat, so it's unlikely that he's plotting to help Jax. It's true, I was there. It's obviously the Fez dude over at the horror attraction bozos. Oh, right, the green one appearing in that god-awful film that the cinema premiered right before its closure. Oh, of course. That cinematic travesty kept me up for a solid week. Easily the worst experience I had last year. Hey, wait a second. Didn't your dad die last year? I really didn't care for that movie, Billy. Or at least you got to watch it. It 18s only. Bozos wouldn't even let me loiter in the lobby during the premiere. Right, because you would have done something asinine during the showing, like stuffing a bunch of lit firecrackers into one of the bathroom urinals. Yeah, but they didn't know that. Yes, they did. Which is precisely why they made you leave. Look, I can't. You two, stabby, shooty. Go retrieve the green one from the spook house at once. And remember to club him out cold before you drag him here, not after. I'll save you plenty of scratch marks during the sordid ordeal, I can assure you. Right idea, Mingus. That's Mayor Mingus to you, runt. Yeah, like that sounds any less ridiculous. Assert your dominance? Shush the boy. Assert your dominance. Unlike Little Billy is a particularly distinguished sounding title. Actually, now that I think to ask, why do we bother prefixing your name with Little when you're the only Billy here? It's easy to tell me apart from Colossal Billy. From what now? Trust me, Mingus, he's a coming. And when he does, you'll all be sorry. If he's a dimension-evading demonic entity, he'll have to sign the usual immigration form just like everyone else that comes into this dimension, you know? Do you know how powerful this being is? He should be very, very afraid. Right, but he still has to fill out the forms like everyone else. No exceptions! Come on, man. It's only a few pages. If he needs a nebulous space pen, I might be able to dig up one for you. Colossal Billy spits on your forms. So you'll know what it means to be truly weep. Oh, yikes. He sounds like one nasty customer. Say, why are we hunting for Jax and not this fella? And provoke it? Are you nuts? No more ideas from you. You're being paid for your toasted kids there, not your toasted brain. So, we're all ready to go, ma'am. I wouldn't if I were yous. They're inside a building and might have the place booby-trapped. Do you really want to risk them getting dropped on yours? Oh, please. Like they're strong enough to set a trap. The oaf fell for green breakfast for crying out loud. I don't know, I listened to the stunted one. His entire shtick is hiding behind corners and needlessly hurting people just before they can react. This sort of thing sounds like it'd be right up his alley. Huh, what was that? Was that meant to be a pun? That doesn't work. Nobody so much as mentioned an alley. I say we just walk in and play it by ear. What's the worst that can happen? Hey boy, I didn't become the mayor of Dialtown by half-rigging our elections. No half measures. You two, loiter around menacingly in the alley outside. Really, God? Reaching into the future for junk material is unimaginably cheap. It tells us that you aren't witty enough to quip about what we're currently discussing. If you had us all like alley in the present and not in the future, I wouldn't have needed to do that at all. Well, I was about to say it in the present. Yeah, how do we know that? What do you think the future even is? You two, venture forth to the aforementioned alley at once. Unless I take my feeling rage on you two decidedly less divine beings. Yeah, I think the mayor did indeed rig the elections. Oh, easy, watch the back, partner. Potato, you won't live to remember what's underneath. Oh, Karen really wasn't kidding. And honestly, God, phone cosmic yeehaw, man. Yo, Jax, where did you even find this dude? The woods. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, can I like touch your head and junk? Ah, the old fellaroo. The old what now? Why, you never mind you that I'm armed, partner? Hey man, no beef. I didn't mean anything weird by that. I just think your style's vocacious is off. Pardon me, partner? Your actual gunslinger shtick, it's real groovy. Immensely gnarly. Is this some kind of bit? Why is he talking like that? Like what? Who in tarnation still says gnarly? Well, usually, partner, like every second sentence. Huh. You know, now that I think deeply about the situation we're in, this is all tad ludicrous. What do you mean? I mean, a Fez man is standing right in front of you and he's talking to a watermelon-hued eggplant and a spaceman in a cowboy hat. Yeah, honestly, to say the plot's gone off the rails is an understatement. At this point, the story may as well be plowing straight through an orphanage, but for like verbs and junk. Yeah, Cameron's giving me a basic rundown what ended up going between you and the mayor. Granted, she didn't explain herself all that well on account of texts having character limits and some parts were super unclear. What on earth is a Big Red anyhow? Oh, that, yeah, we found Big Bertha on the outskirts of town. No kidding! How's the old girl doing? As gnarly as can be, I hope. She's currently in several pieces which are riddled with bullet holes. I'm sorry, Oliver, but she's gone. What? She's gone. Mary Megan's combined her with pieces of Greg and mad and mediocre. It had evil energy, so Norm had to shoot it. You. Mary Megan's put it together. I can't believe she's gone. Oh, shucks. Oh, yeah, apologies for shooting your projector to pieces. Just know I had to. Jax was shrieking right in my ear. It's probably for the best. If she was suffering, she's free now. Man. This sure blows. Oh, right. The text also left some overall context unclear. Did you really throw a piece of poisonful English breakfast croquant that rise from your tomb cat care like some kind of green moutish? No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I rose from the ashes like a goddamn phoenix. Oh, please. It clearly didn't die during the ordeal. Wait, hang on. Were you green before you ate the breakfast? Yeah, I've always been green. Ain't it easy, man? Then you definitely didn't die and start decomposing. You're just being dramatic. You're no green messiah, partner. I don't know, no one might argue differently. Jugs did wonders for me. In fact, he's the whole reason me and Mr. Dick can still have this place at all. Wait, he helped you too? Just like that printer lady? You betcha! Jax is the gnarliest dude I've ever met. You know, before this joint became Dialtown's biggest and only horror attraction, this place was a literal ghost town. And I have Jax to thank for what it has become. He saved Mr. Dickens' dream, and there's nothing groovier than that. Huh. No kidding. Hang on a sec, what eternity did you mean by literal ghost town? Oh, our attraction is immensely haunted. Ridiculously so. Sure is. I worked at NASA, partner, so I ain't the superstitious type. I'm a man of science, so I ain't foolish enough to believe in ghosts, ghouls, phantoms, nor spectres. What about apparitions? Do you believe in those? I didn't tell you appeared at my homestead and refused to budge a year or so ago. I'm sure that classifies you as an apparition. Wait, don't apparitions leave ectoplasm though? Ectoplasm though? You exerted so much slime while it's standing on my land. Oh yeah, I guess I did, didn't I? You know, man, you're a pretty groovy dude. I'm sure the ghost here would adore you. You know, I'm pretty sure one of them was a chick who died from cholera back in Frontier times. You two could totally. I ain't from Frontier times, partner. I worked here from the 1960s. I mean, ghosts aren't real anyhow, so. Hey, chill, dude. I'm not asking you to believe the place is infested with like clowns or anything. I don't take you for that much of a sucker. You know, Fez, I've seen clowns with my very own eyes before. Up close. Look deep into one's eyes for it honked its bulbous red nose at me. I saw a hunger unlike any other in that beast's eyes. You ain't get my chain. You must be. You're telling me you saw a real live clown, like up close and lived to tell a tale? As God is my witness. I was weird back before those multicolored fiends went the way of the dodo, remember? Are the old horror stories legends true? Did they really bite people? Of course they did. What sort of question is that? How do you sleep at night knowing you were that close to a wretched honk man? Much more sadly now knowing there's at least 50 years between me and them. Ugh. That was an awesome story, Mr. Allen. Sorry, Norm Allen, U.S. Air Force. It's a fact most civilians don't know, but they pull astronauts from the Air Force. Guess they figured if I could fly a plane, you're halfway there to flying a rocket. I was actually a recruit during the Korean War, which was the first war this great nation fought with our newly formed Air Force as a separate military branch. Fun fact. Whoa. I can't imagine the group of things you've seen, the crazy stuff I can learn from you. I could listen to you talk for hours to Gallon. Hell yeah, boys, get it on! You know what? You're alright, kid. You seem more respectful than most of the folks I've encountered from this here town since I warped. That's for damn sure. Oh, Dialtown really isn't such a bad place. I mean, you get a few wet blankets and prudes, sure. Tell me about it. That mayor's the worst of them. I tell you, I wouldn't bat an eyelash if someone weren't, you know, spay the cat. Or better yet, add an R and go for a spray. Oh, spread from a water bottle. Groovy idea, Norm. That teacher for misbehaving, alright. I think rigging elections and exiling citizens simply for being different might be a little bit more extreme than just misbehaving. I mean, rigging elections and bigotry are both incredibly naughty. Okay, I guess I can't really argue with that. Your pal's right. Your crimes are unforgivable, and a simple slap on the wrist won't do no siree. I swear, I meant her brains all over her wall. Thanks for a good friend, Mr. Bullet. Yeah, okay, I see she deserves what's coming to her. Why it's up, eh? Glad. It's good to know you'll be watching my back later on when I finish this for good. No, Jax, are you saying, you're not, you couldn't be. Mayor Megas dies tonight. By dawn, our kitty friend will have been neutered and neutralized. but you said you were coming with me to see the look on her face when I returned. I'm afraid I have to deceive you, so you'd agree to my offer. I never would have gone here on my own, Jax. Unlike you, I ain't got friends in this here town. Nobody helped me smuggle them in. And likewise, without me, you'd get yourself captured, maimed, or perhaps even more likely, stuck in a giant mousetrap before you reach the mayor. This is a win-win for the both of us. You hear? I'll let you take care of your business, and then I'll take care of mine. And we'll wrap this whole thing up nice and clean. Sound good? Sounds good. Go hand the kitty cat she deserves no less. You're darn toothing! Jax, did that greenful English breakfast give you permanent brain damage or something? Probably, almost definitely, yes. Please don't listen to our bizarre green friend who's ever still under the effects of those accursed lime hues hash browns. This isn't right. You know this isn't right. Like hell it ain't right. She exiled both me and Jax just for looking different. And haven't you seen what she looks like? She's a hypocrite of the highest caliber, and she's made out to be a monster. I can't just let it slide. Well, are you a monster, Norm? Excuse me? If your natural intuition isn't to ask a question that's stupid, then I've sorely misjudged your son. Answer the question. No. No, I am not a monster. Uh-huh. So why are you trying so hard to prove her right then? Prove her right? Oliver, she's a pox on this here town. She's bleeding Dialtown dry. This sun ain't never gonna change while it's pinned under that damn cat's paw. I have to confront her. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're not with us, you're against us. I'm not saying that you shouldn't confront her, but I don't know, I'd say you shouldn't do it out in the open. Be the rational one out of you two. Mary Mangus may not be such a groovy person, sure, but she's wicked at churning out ex-Phoenix propaganda. The odds are stacked against you both, even without you committing any heinous mistakes in the name of frontier justice. She wants you to prove her right, Norm. I know you can prove her wrong. So what do you want me to bargain with the tyrant? Do you expect her to just join hands and sing Kabaya? Not happening. There is no other way. There's always another way, Norm. There ain't. For my exile, the mayor said that unless I came back with an object head, I wouldn't be allowed back into the city. She ain't changing her mind. So are you telling me you agree with her? That's not what I'm saying at all. Look, take it from me, you shouldn't change any part of yourself just to be something other people expect you to be. That's as bad as not changing what you do need to change. You should change only if you need to. And do it for you. You deserve to be happy, Norm. And even if you don't see it, believe it or not, you have all the tools you need to live a happy life. You just need to think outside the box. Jack's telling me that. Right. Guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on this, Frizzy. Disagree about murder? I see it as justice, but sure, call it what you want, I suppose. I didn't come back here to make any new friends, so it's no losing to me if you want to form your own point of view. Anyways, Jax, moving on to a more urgent and potentially less violent topic. We're back in town just like you planned. What's the next step of your master plan? Eggs! Pardon me, partner. I'm sorry, but did he just say eggs? Oh. Jax wants to check on his gnarly offspring. Let's see hatch unsupervised. What in tarnation? Are you telling me Jax lays eggs? Yeah, but not like daily, if that's what you mean. That'd be weird, you know? Well, that's not the weirdest thing I've heard today, I suppose. But it's mighty close, believe you me. We need to go check on them. Or at least you do. Do you think the mayor can know about them, Oliver? Well, we did kind of hold a townwide premiere for an indie film which showed you squatting and moaning all over town. And during which the eggling was shown in wicked, excruciating detail. Ah, balls. Ah, but she doesn't know where I laid them, right? That buys us time. Dude, there was a neon Ferris wheel in the background the entire time. Where else could the footage have taken place but the fun fair?